Alaska, safety is our #1 priority, and all of our pilots are highly trained professionals, so all you wannabe bush pilots out there, do not try this at home.
Northern Alaska. It's home to the most isolated citizens in America. The only way in and the only way out is by bush plane. Where the roads end, the Tweedo's world begins. On this episode, pilot Sarah Freyer makes her first flight in a 208 Caravan.
God, this plane is so freaking sweet.
But quickly discovers a new set of dangers.
Air 3 Golf Victor, 2 miles, traffic inbound from the southwest.
What the is it?
Ariel Tweedo goes hunting for a native delicacy and stumbles upon more than she bargained for.
Ah! Ariel!
Pilot Eric Snuggerud battles to keep his plane in the sky over one of Alaska's most notorious runways. Day in and day out, pilots of Era Alaska battle extreme weather in small planes, providing the only lifeline to America's last frontier.
Era 292, 2 hours fuel. I got 3 souls on board.
Summer in western Alaska. Winter's icy grip is given way to warm temperatures and calmer weather. Residents make the most of additional hours of daylight to hunt, fish, and socialize. The number of planes in the sky increases dramatically. And in Unigleed, Ariel Tweedo hopes to be the next to join their ranks. She has built up 20 hours of flight time in her Cessna 150 and is now just a few days away from being allowed to solo. Her father, Era Alaska COO Jim Tweedo, tests his daughter on her aviation knowledge, but the budding pilot struggles with the answers.
What's the air pressure on the tires?
My dad was trying to ask me questions. Well, I wasn't feeling too peppy. Say about 44. Yeah.
No, it ain't.
40, so 14.4. My brain just wasn't working, so he picked the wrong day.
Fortunately for Ariel, pilot John Pons is on hand to help her with some additional flight training.
Know how to do a departure stall?
Yes.
You know what it is?
The stall that would happen, what's been happening in my horn when I take off.
As a pilot climbs following takeoff, they may inadvertently pitch up too steeply, causing the angle of attack, or the angle at which the wings slice the air, to become too great. When this happens, the airflow no longer conforms tightly to the wing's surface, causing drag instead of lift, and a stall occurs. The aircraft's close proximity to the ground gives a pilot mere seconds to recover and prevent a crash.
When you pitch too high and you yard it off the ground, it's not enough airspeed, not enough power, and the thing stalls and falls.
That's what happened to that guy in 180 today.
Yeah.
Earlier that morning, a Cessna 180 crashed in the town of Birchwood, 20 miles northeast of Anchorage. Although it's too early to determine the cause, eyewitnesses saw the plane pitch violently on takeoff, causing an unrecoverable stall and subsequent crash.
Did that guy get killed, Jim?
Yeah, and his 2 kids and his mom.
Oh, his mom was on board too?
Mm-hmm.
There was 5 people on, right?
I think so.
It's a serious thing. That's why I get so upset every time that warning horn goes off.
Okay.
A lot of people get killed that way.
When you hear about plane crashes, of course, you're worried about my girls flying around, and, you know, it's scary. It happens just like that if you're not a careful person.
Okay, see you later.
Okay, good luck.
Learning how to recognize when a stall is about to happen, that's something that everybody needs to know how to do prior to solo flight. I mean, a lot of people kill themselves this way. They end up pulling back because they see the ground getting too close. They'll stall it and spin it right in the ground, and that's it, lights out.
For Ariel, to Today's lesson is an unnerving reminder of a previous stall exercise she attempted with Ponce, the larger Cessna 207.
Me and Ponce have done stalls before in the 207, and didn't do so good.
I can show you what it's like when the airplane stalls. You have to use the right rudder. Aerial, right rudder, right rudder.
Ariel has had a tendency to just try to yard the airplane off the ground and pitch up too high on takeoff. So I wanted to show her what the airplane actually does if you stall. It's not pretty. If you don't know how to recover from a stall, you're gonna kill yourself. And so I want Ariel for sure to know how to get out of one if she finds herself in one.
If Ariel fails to demonstrate complete control of the plane today, Ponce will have no choice but to postpone her solo flight.
Let's go up to 2,000.
On the ground below, the annual herring fishery, a local economic institution, is getting underway.
The herring fishery here is a pretty critical fishery this time of year. It puts a cash influx into our region, monies for many families to get through the winter months.
Local fishermen work with support boats and processors from outside seafood companies in order to catch schools of spawning herring just before they lay their eggs. These eggs, known as roe, are extracted and sold as a delicacy on the Asian market.
Every spring, the herring come in. One of the ways that they check to see the progress of the herring is to do aerial surveys. And I've been doing those for quite a number of years now.
Hey, Jim.
Charlie, what's happening?
No, good day, huh?
Going to find some herring today?
Yeah. I'm Charlie Lean. I'm an expert on herring and herring movements in Western Alaska. I work for NSEDC.
This morning, a state-funded program implemented to support local fishermen, the Norton Sound Economic Development Corporation, or NSEDC, has contracted Jim for a herring survey. Since the herring spawn can happen anywhere on the Norton Sound, Jim and Charlie need to locate the schools of fish from the air and relay the location to the dozens of fishing vessels which lie in wait.
Them up there in the air doing their survey, it makes it a lot easier on us fishermen instead of spending days and weeks out there boating around looking for the herring.
With a search area over twice the size of New Jersey, there is no guarantee the herring will be located in the few days before they lay their eggs. Once the dominant source of income in the region, decreasing demand has caused almost all but the largest herring fisheries to disappear. Unicleat's small fishery is endangered. If this year's harvest is poor, companies will stop supporting it altogether, depriving the community of one of the precious few sources of income they have left.
We need to impress the market that we have a high-quality product, and we need to get our fishermen back on their feet.
Charlie looks for telltale signs in the water, directing him to where the herring can be caught before they release their roe.
Easiest thing to spot is the white spawn on the water. That's what we're looking for.
Where do you want to go out?
Well, it looks like there's a front, you know, a cold water front there with the ice. I kind of like to just get up there and look around, see if there's anything on the outside of it.
Timing is everything. If the herring are caught after releasing their roe, they will be worthless.
Damn.
Where'd your herring go?
I don't know.
It's pretty strange that we don't see something.
Yeah.
After scouting several locations, the herring survey is producing disappointing results.
They're gonna pop up right when we don't expect it.
Gotta find them little suckers somewhere.
Yeah. Well, heck. I guess we're headed home.
Since no spawning herring were spotted, nothing more can be done except hope a second flight tomorrow will yield more favorable results.
A little disappointing. We didn't see any indicators that would show a lot of fish coming. The question is when are they going to show, and are we going to be ready?
30 miles to the east, Ariel's flight training continues as Ponce runs her through a departure stall recovery exercise, a fundamental part of any student pilot's training.
You want to do a full stall?
I'll do a full stall.
Okay. Basically what you're trying to do is just slow the airplane down to 55 knots. Just go ahead and go into it whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Give it full power. Now you pitch up.
we were acting like we were taking off, and then sometimes your plane, you put the nose up too high, so then you just fall down. And a lot of people, I guess, crash that way. So in order for me to be prepared, if that ever happens to me, Ponce wanted to teach me how to recover from it.
You have to really pitch up.
Okay.
Woke me up.
Right rudder. See how we're
That's it?
pulling to the left? Straighten the airplane out.
Full power and
Aerial, right rudder, right rudder.
In the skies above Unifleet, Ariel Tweedo is on a training flight with pilot John Ponce, practicing departure stall recovery, one of her last exercises before she's allowed to solo. At a safe altitude of 2,000 feet, she's just successfully demonstrated the maneuver.
Oh, that woke me up.
Right rudder. Straighten the airplane out. Now we're pulling to the left.
Nose down, full power
Aerial,
and carbon.
right rudder, right rudder. You put yourself into another stall. I've had students let go of everything and grab onto me. At least you didn't do that.
Yeah.
When we did stalls in the 207, she only had a couple hours of flight time, and she didn't have the experience she has now. And she's a lot more comfortable and confident with the airplane and knows how to control it much better.
Although Ariel's momentary distraction led to a second unplanned stall, she demonstrated a safe recovery, and Ponce is satisfied with his student's progress.
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Ariel's landings, on the other hand, still need some work. On the ground, Jim has been assessing his daughter's performance.
How'd it go? It was good. Got the stalls down. Just keep landing a little crooked.
You're doing something prematurely. It's got to be all just...
Well, just that little bit of wind is blowing her off, but she's not correcting with aileron.
It's your rudder. You got to use your rudder, you know.
All you needed to do was use your right aileron, and it would have been a perfect crosswind landing.
It's your rudder.
So I'm hoping that my next time up in the air, Ponce will be confident enough in my ability to fly solo. It's up to him, though. He knows what's the best, so we'll listen to him.
Meanwhile in Bethel, pilot Sarah Freyer begins her shift. Formerly a Cessna 207 pilot in St. Mary's, Sarah has now graduated to be in command of the larger 208 Caravan.
207 drivers, once they've flown for 2 winters, then they're eligible to upgrade into the Caravan.
With a maximum gross weight of 8,000 pounds and a cruising speed of 172 miles per hour, the 208 is more than twice as heavy and 35% faster than the smaller 207. Sarah has spent the last several weeks training on the 208, and recently pilot John Dronenberg tested her skills during her final check ride.
Congratulations, Captain. Good flight.
Did I pass?
Absolutely. She's ready. She handles the airplane very well, and it should be a welcome addition.
Sarah moved to Alaska 10 years ago to follow her passion for the outdoors.
I love living in Alaska. It's adventurous.
As one of Air Alaska's few female pilots, her skillful flying and tough attitude has earned her the respect of her fellow airmen.
It's not for everybody, but it's very rewarding, especially when you gain the respect of the guys out here.
Sarah Freyer's a badass.
Her upgrade to the 208 Caravan now secures her place amongst Bethel's elite.
I worked really, really, really hard to get to this spot, and I've really paid my dues, and I'm proud of myself.
After 2 years of hard work, Sarah's dream of being a 208 captain has finally come true. For Sarah's inaugural flight on the 208, she's scheduled to fly the 300-mile round trip to the village of Hooper Bay. And on board will be several excited young passengers.
Yep, so first flight, and I get dogs and kids. It'll be fun. Hooper Chivak over here. Near John, the third, and Matilda. Right this way, guys.
Are you the pilot?
I am the pilot. Whoa.
The children are traveling unaccompanied to visit family in Hooper Bay. Sarah is now responsible for them until they are reunited with family at their destination.
Oh, yeah, we'll just put her right in the back. Hi there.
You know how to fly a plane?
I do know how to fly a plane. I hope I know how to fly a plane. I'm flying you. Kids are always asking if I'm their pilot because they've never seen a girl driver. All right, here we go.
Is it only supposed to be one pilot?
Yep, one pilot.
I have a garth bag in case.
Are they feeling okay? They're cute kids. The Caravan is just awesome. It's got a lot more power, and I feel a lot taller in it. A lot more fun buttons. It's just a more sophisticated airplane. It's a good challenge. God, this plane is so freaking sweet. 6-5 Mobile, Hooper Bay era.
Air 3 Golf Victor, traffic inbound from the southwest, Cessna, 10 miles.
Oh, look at traffic, 3 Golf Victor. There's this other plane coming up.
Air 3 Golf Victor, traffic inbound from the southwest, should be about 7 miles now.
I can find them coming right at me.
Sarah searches the clouds for the oncoming plane. They now approach each other at a combined speed of almost 300 miles per hour.
Still looking for traffic, 3 Golf Victor. This place is covered in planes right now, and I can't see any of them. Really difficult to see.
Air 3 Golf Victor, 2 miles, traffic inbound from the southwest.
What the is it?
Miles outside of Hooper Bay, pilot Sarah Freyer is on her inaugural flight in the 208 Caravan, desperately searching the Alaskan skies for an oncoming plane.
Air 3 Golf Victor, 2 miles, traffic inbound from the southwest.
What the is it? There you go, Victor. I've got him in sight. Right by us.
The elusive Cessna passes within 1,100 feet of Sarah, a mere 100 feet outside the allowed safety margin.
Even though we have this huge sky and this big, vast area out here in Alaska, Alaska is just full of planes, so you gotta watch for people. Hooper Bay traffic, Air 3 Golf Victor is 10 miles east of Ballina, Hooper Bay. I think I pretty much greased that landing.
Where's my dog?
What's your bag look like? Hi there.
Thank you for a good job.
Oh, thank you for riding with us. We'll see you next time, okay, John the Third?
Just as Sarah drops off her last passengers, yet another young traveler has climbed on board for the return flight to Bethel.
So we dropped off 2 unaccompanied minors and we picked up 2 more. I'm the flying daycare. That's the Bering Sea right there. See some whales. Really cool. I get pretty excited when I see whales. It is a pretty badass job. I love flying out here. I I used to be a secretary for ERA, and I remember all the pilots had their own notebooks in this one cabinet. And I remember dreaming to myself one day, someday it's going to say Sarah Frayer in one of those notebooks. Back then it looked so far away, and it feels good to get to a goal that you set for yourself and you work so hard for. So now, when I go in the office, I've got my own notebook, Sarah Frayer. 207-208.
In Uniclete, Jim's 2 days of aerial surveys have yet to locate any spawning herring. Today, low cloud cover has grounded the surveys completely. Only 3 days remain before the spawning season comes to an end. Herring expert Charlie Lean and fellow biologist Wes Jones scramble to manage the situation.
We have a ceiling of under 100 feet, and we need to fly at 1,500 feet. So we're not flying today.
Charlie and Wes, they were having an anxiety attack about where the herring were because, you know, they got fishermen calling them up, processors. Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Hey, Jake.
A lot of money. People got tied up into it and they want answers.
Seafood companies who have committed support and equipment to harvest the herring roe are growing impatient. If the fishery is not successful, this could be its final year in operation, depriving the local community of one of its few remaining sources of income. While the biologists wait impatiently, Ariel prepares to head out on a search for an Alaskan delicacy.
So it's like 10:30 at night right now, and I'm going out seagull egg hunting because, I don't know, the sun's not going down, so who wants to sleep when the sun's up? Not me. I guess in the lower 48, I've heard that they call seagulls rats, which is dumb. They don't look anything like a rat. We like seagulls up here. We don't really eat the body, but we take their eggs. They do that to chickens. Might as well do it to seagulls. In Alaska, seagull eggs are a big delicacy in the summer. Kira, one of my relatives in Uniclete, invited me to go with her and her parents down the coast to go collect seagull eggs, and of course, I'm not gonna turn that down. Nice midnight boat ride. Watch out, seagulls, here we come for your babies. We went way down the coast, probably like 2-hour boat ride. The night was gorgeous, and the sun was out, and it was warm. So fun.
See all those birds over there? Right there?
We will get eggs today.
Easier to come by in Alaska than chicken eggs, seagull eggs are a common substitute used in many native dishes.
A lot of bears up here. Oh my gosh.
Woo!
Oh, I'm not going down there. That's yours, Ariel. That's all yours.
Seagulls lay their eggs on the sides of cliffs. They lay them like way up on the cliff, so you have to get lowered by ropes.
Holy cow, that's a long ways down.
It is.
Oh my gosh, don't fall. Let's rope you up, light one.
So this is a one-handed bowline that I learned. Break the glass, scratch your belly, round the tree, through your wrist. Bam!
You got it.
No fear.
Don't look down.
I know.
Okay, the eggs will be worth it.
Okay.
Come in.
I don't know, it's just it's an adrenaline rush. Like, I don't know, anything that there's a chance of death is fun. The rocks are really loose. More slack. Ooh. Oh, many.
Okay, keep talking.
I need to go further down. A little bit more. More. Keep going, more. Oh! Ow!
Ariel?
25 miles south of Uniclete, on the jagged cliffs of Black Point, Ariel Tweedo hangs precariously by a thin rope, 50 feet above the rocks as she hunts for seagull eggs.
Ariel? Talk to us.
Can't even hear her. Is she hanging?
Can you hear her?
Ariel! Damn, it hurt. Slack! That was scary. I think I ate a crap load of dirt. Oh, I see it! 3 eggs!
Cool.
Oh yeah, score. Can you get them?
Yep. Slack, I need a squat. And they got it. Grade A. Okay, I'm coming back up.
All right. Are we good with eggs?
We are golden with eggs. Gary?
Done. Good enough.
Kira?
We're fat on eggs.
Thank you, seagulls. Thank you, seagulls, for letting us take your babies.
A new day begins in Uniclete, and the recent trend of pilot upgrades means only one thing for Ariel.
Are you gonna upgrade to a 208?
Yeah, I got the phone call that I need to go in for ground school and sim training will start shortly after that.
There are no caravans based in Uniclete, so John's gonna have to go to Bethel or some other hub that has caravans.
So you're leaving Uniclete?
I'm out of here, Ariel. What are you gonna do?
Follow you and get my license.
Ariel, do you need some tissue? Ponce, do you want some tissue?
You're crying with tears of joy right now, aren't you? I'm excited. That's what you look forward to as a pilot. You're always looking for the next step. You want to move up in the ranks. You gonna miss me?
Yeah, she's gonna miss you.
That took too long.
Yeah, we'll miss you.
You know, the perks of the upgrade is, you know, one, you're getting into a bigger airplane. It's got a heater in the winter. That's real nice. You got more responsibilities, so my paychecks are gonna increase a little bit. You know, I'm stoked. You know, I told him I'm ready to go on the first.
So which hottie pilot's gonna replace you? You better did your background check and make sure he's model potential.
Well, you guys let Ben in.
If this wasn't so hot, I'd throw it at you. But then I'd have to clean up the floor, too. Hello, Era? Yeah.
As Ariel comes to terms with the reality of losing her friend and flight instructor, in Bethel, lead pilot Eric Snuggerud prepares to fly a group of teachers 95 miles southwest, where a new school has been built in the remote village of Chefornik.
There's a lot of factors that come into play when you're going into a runway, especially when they're unimproved runways and they're dirt or gravel, like Chefornik. It's got a lot of bumps, it's narrow, and it can be very challenging.
Flying in high winds always tests a pilot's skills. For Eric, yet another challenge awaits him at his destination.
Crosswinds are out of the southeast, 30 knots, and they were coming over that new construction for the school project there.
When wind rushes over an obstruction, a wind shadow of slower air is created on the opposite side. This shadow, or sinker, extends 8 to 10 times the height of the obstruction and can cause planes to rapidly lose altitude when flying through. Chefornik's new school sits less than 200 feet upwind from the village's narrow runway. The strong winds create a sinker directly above, forcing incoming planes into the ground if the pilots are unprepared.
There's usually a nice big sinker right here at this runway now because of that big building right there. It kind of blocks out the wind right there on short final. Basically, it creates a little pocket. Wind just dies out, causes you to drop out of the sky, so you gotta be ready for it.
Eric will approach the runway with the nose of his 208 pointed into the wind. This optimizes performance, allowing the plane to track straight over the runway and avoid being blown off course. As he nears the ground, he must straighten out the aircraft and simultaneously land on one tire first, keeping it planted on the ground. Failing to do this leaves his upwind wing dangerously exposed to strong gusts, capable of flipping his 208.
There's all these factors that come into play, and you gotta consider them all. The aircraft's, kind of bouncing around. Once you expose that wing to all that wind, now, you take a chance of the aircraft being pushed over.
Over the remote village of Chefornik, lead pilot Eric Snuggerud attempts a treacherous landing in his 208 Caravan, faced with 30-mile-per-hour crosswinds. He must touch down on one tire first as quickly as possible. Failing to keep the single tire in contact with the ground could leave his lower wing dangerously exposed to wind gusts, capable of flipping the aircraft.
I'll be glad when they get that new runway built.
We've got a pretty large project going here on the school. So as the wind's flowing over that building, it really gets disrupted. Kind of gets a little squirrely here right before you touch down, and you got to be ready for it and expect it.
The group of teachers safely reach their destination, and Eric sets a course for Bethel.
I'm going to be glad when Chefornik gets a new runway. It's definitely going to be safer for us. We won't have to worry about being pushed off the side of the runway. But at the same time, I kind of will miss Chefornik. It's one of the challenging runways. It always gets you going.
Back in Unacleat, Ariel is committed to join the ranks of Air Alaska's skilled pilots. As John Ponce returns from his last flight of the day, she's determined to build some additional flight time. But the conditions are not in her favor.
Hello.
Hey.
What are you thinking of this wind?
Might be a little bit too much right now, I think. What was it? It was
15 to 20. You're gonna just go biking?
Yeah.
It'll be something fun.
All right.
Me and Ponce have these awesome mountain bikes, and so we took them on a little bike ride and went up into the hills, and we had a good old time.
That's all you got? Pop a wheelie, that's it?
Yeah. Ponce on that little bike was just as scary as he was on a skateboard. He's pretty good at everything that he does. It's sort of disgusting. I don't know, I wish I was good at everything like that.
I'll measure your height.
Okay.
You gotta clear this piece of grass.
Okay.
Right there. Right there.
Did I get any air? A little bit? Okay. Ponce was awesome at it. I sort of sucked. I can't really get any air off of him, but it was still fun. Wait, let me redeem myself. Oh, oh God. Whoop. Man. This is hard. Ow! Thank you. Since Ponce has been in Unacleat, he's turned out to be probably one of my best friends. I could talk to him pretty much about anything. He's so fun to hang out with, and I don't really have that kind of friendship with any other guy. Ponce is getting upgraded to 208, and that means he's leaving Uniclete forever, and that means I am sad. I mean, he'll swing by here every now and then, but I'll be like throwing a milk carton at him and then be like, peace out, homeboy, bye. And that's how it's gonna be now. So I guess I gotta get used to it.
Do a nose wheelie. No, this kind.
We do have this special relationship.
Stereo.
But I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, I don't know, it's great. Like, I love what we have.
Let's go home, huh?
Yeah. He's like a brother, but at the same time, he's different. But like, boyfriend? Heck no. Not going there. These seats hurt my butt. They're so skinny.
Your butt's skinny.
It's the start of a new day in Bethel, and Air Alaska's crew and passengers are walking in straight into a crime scene.
When I walked through the door, my jaw almost dropped. There's plastic everywhere, there's glass everywhere. It looked like a bomb going off.
This morning, Air Alaska's Bethel hub has been turned into a crime scene. Thieves broke in overnight. Their goal? Ripping off the terminal's ATM and vending machine.
Well, this morning, Air Aviation got broken into. It looks like they made entry from the back of the building. They broke in the vending machine, the ATM machine, and they broke in a couple keypads.
We got broken into. The ATM's destroyed, the soda machine's destroyed, windows broken.
Fortunately, the ATM was empty, and the criminals were unable to make off with any cash. Unfortunately for Air Alaska's Bethel terminal, the scene is all too common, as this has been the 4th break-in this year. ATMs are rare in rural Alaska, making them a valued target for local criminals. Transporting machines is a complex logistical endeavor, and with few banks across the region, keeping them full of cash adds yet another challenge. It will be several weeks before a replacement ATM arrives in Bethel.
Another fabulous Monday morning in Bethel.
In Uniclete, the herring fishery is in jeopardy. Several days of aerial surveys have failed to locate the spawning fish. The entire community is relying on Jim and the biologists to locate the herring before they lay their roe, which will then be collected, fetching a high price on the Asian market.
You guys ready?
We're ready.
Charlie and Wes are real anxious to see some spawning starting to happen, and hopefully today they can direct the fishing fleet to where the spawning's going on.
If the fishermen miss this crucial period, the roe will be lost, and the herring will be worthless.
A lot of teeny ones, but nothing big yet.
Boy, there ain't much happening out this side.
Darn, I thought we'd see something.
Yeah.
Today's survey is proving as disappointing as the rest. Failing to find any herring will not only cost the fishery this year, but will end it forever.
There, right over there, can we maybe take a turn?
School's offshore, Jim. They're coming up.
Yeah.
There's a school right below us.
Yep.
Several.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's about as strong as we've seen anywhere, so.
Yeah, better get over here.
Yeah.
Jim and the biologists have spotted the dark mass of a herring school beneath the water's surface. Jim immediately radios in the news.
6-4, Shack Tulik, you up there, Harv?
361, go ahead.
Looks like there's a lot of fish over there at Denby. You got people interested in fishing?
They're ready, yeah.
Yep, I'd get them headed over there.
Okay, we'll pass the word on.
Boats race from several Norton Sound communities to catch the prized herring.
It's ready to go. We're gonna have good fishing and be put money in the bank
Finally, they showed up, and then everybody's happy, and they get going fishing, and the herring was of the highest quality in probably the whole state.
As Jim lands back in Unicleat, he's caught off guard by an extremely rare and unexpected event. Some downtime.
My dad looked pretty funny riding that bike. This too small, and then he looked a little bow-legged. How is it?
What?
Are they better than your tires?
No way, nothing's better than bush wheels. I'd like to see you land this up 60 knots.
Yeah, it was funny to see my dad bike. I haven't seen that since like kindergarten. Pop a wheelie.
Now I'm trying to shift gears.
The day comes to an end, and the Tweedos gather for a beach barbecue to say farewell to pilot and friend John Ponce.
Me, my family, Ponce, and Taylor. He's my little cousin. He's good friends with Ponce. All came down to the beach to celebrate Ponce's upgrade to a caravan.
Let's start a nice big fat beach fire, huh?
Yeah. I love this kind of stuff because we've, like, over the past 2 years, we've taken Ponce on numerous picnics and just hanging out with the family. So it was nice to have one more day where we just get to hang out with Ponce, chill, throw rocks in the water, and just, I don't know, show him how much we appreciated having him in our home and like, he became part of our family. 1, 2, 3.
I think all of us, especially Ariel, will miss having Ponce around. He's good company for her. He's just go, go, go. He's endless energy.
Mom, do you remember when Ponce first got to Unicleat?
It was the worst 2 weeks of my life when he first got here. Guy from California trying to survive, he'd jump out of the plane and say, "Can I go warm up at the house? I need to put my feet in a bath."
I did not.
Yes, you did. Did too.
No, I didn't.
My feet are frozen.
Ended up being a perfect night, and it was a perfect way to like say goodbye to Ponce and just to tell him how much we appreciate and enjoyed him in our house and in our family.
Kind of sad that I'm gonna leave this really nice place, but we'll see you down the road. I can't sit in one place for too long. I'm excited for the next step.
Behave now. Anytime you want to come and eat good.
Okay. I think this day and age, it's really rare to be, you know, friends on a personal level with your bosses. It says a lot about the Tweedos.
Cool. I'll see you soon.
Yep.
Congratulations again.
Two down low. Kiss me out too.
Bye. It's hard saying bye to Ponce. We just formed like a special relationship. He means a lot to our family.
My goal is to be an old man sitting on a rocking chair and never be able to tell the same story. And so this is a new chapter coming up.